Hey guys, we are live now. As usual, we're just getting started, so we're going to give it a couple minutes for people to come into the chat room. If you're watching the recap of this, which we've actually had a good amount of views watching the recaps of this, give me a few minutes, give me about 30 seconds to a minute if you want to skip ahead, and I'll get started with the actual video. We do this every single week at 8:30 p.m. We talk Disney news and just anything Disney related. If the chat room's active, I'll usually call people in and we'll talk about whatever they want to talk about. Tonight I have a handful of very brief news topics and then one larger topic at the end that we'll talk about, and that's it. So yeah, we're going to give it probably another 20 seconds here before we actually get started. If you guys have any questions, feel free to jump in. And again, if you're watching this later, again, because this goes up about, usually takes about an hour or 2 hours for this to go live on our channel. Feel free to comment though, and we can talk about any of these news topics afterwards. All right, so we're gonna get started now. Like I said a minute ago, we're gonna talk about I'm going to kind of rush through a handful of things and then get to my one big topic towards the end. The first thing I want to talk about is something that happened today, and everybody on the Disney internet has been talking about it. The Blue Monorail had to be evacuated today, and nice chunk of monorail actually fell off of it. That is not good. I was not there, but I've just seen the pictures like everybody else. I hope anybody who needed to get evacuated got off. It sounded like they were able to get the train back to the station and get everyone off safely that way. But this goes back to a bigger discussion of transportation and transportation upgrades and transportation needs, and just how, in many people's eyes, I'm not necessarily one of them, but I also am a driver on property, but in many people's eyes, the transportation on property is kind of subpar, and they haven't really taken time to update the things. I think they really do need to update, or at least get to the point where they're maintaining the monorail system, because until the gondolas are up and until there's like these driverless cars or whatever it may be, they can improve the bus system. I don't think they can afford right now to, especially in the summer, to lose monorails for as often as they have. And like, sure, this one actually fell apart, but almost every day you hear about these breaking down, or the resort loop especially being down for portions of the day, so that is not good. Hey Jamie, everybody who is watching this, if you're watching it later, go follow Fly Me to Disney. It's a great channel. She is doing me a good favor by actually watching this, and they, on top of that, have an amazing channel, much better than ours actually. The next bit of news, if nobody has any topics or questions about the monorail, and if you do and you're coming in a little late, we can go back to stuff. Is there's a new on-ride Pirates of the Caribbean photo opportunity. Yeah, I don't know really what to say about it. I thought it was odd. Like, there doesn't seem really a moment in Pirates where like there's a good spot to take a photo. And the preview photos they've sent are really awkward. Like, you get a kind of I think the issue is with it is there's too many people in your boat. And when there's so many people in your boat, you kind of just get like a shot of you and like a bunch of strangers at the same time, which is kind of weird. I guess it doesn't bother me. Like, it's something extra they're giving you, and why do we care if they're giving you something extra? But it just doesn't seem to have a benefit, and so cool, I guess? Question mark. I'll stop. We love watching you and your family. Oh, thank you. You were very quickly became one of our top channels once we found you guys. So I love it. Keep doing the great stuff. Next thing is the Frozen dessert party at Epcot was announced. You know they're gonna eventually make dessert parties for everything, but they made a dessert party. You get to go on the Frozen Ever After ride. You get to the dessert party, which is unlimited desserts and unlimited booze. Many people on Twitter specifically said that it wasn't really worth it, and that you're just paying, I think it's like $80 or $100, I don't know. I didn't get the price. It's fairly pricey. It's one of the pricier dessert parties. But you're just basically paying for a fast pass for Frozen, and in my mind, if that's the way you're viewing it, it's definitely not worth it, because we have a kid who likes Frozen. I do, and my wife Courtney, we are actually a fan of the movie Frozen. I don't hate it like a lot of parents do, and I'm still not a fan of the ride. The ride just doesn't do it for me. It's a really kind of unpleasant ride overall. So if you're viewing it as just paying for a fast pass for Frozen Ever After, that's a lot of money for a really mediocre ride. But we also don't watch fireworks because of Quinn's sound sensitivity issues. Which, if you watch our past couple weeks of vlogs, you've seen that we're in Epcot during illuminations trying to find places to hide out and hide from them. So this doesn't really do it for us, but we also follow a few people on here who have done the dessert parties, specifically like the Star Wars dessert parties, and really found them enjoyable and worth the money and worth the time. So I would say it's kind of a person-to-person thing. I think what Disney's doing right now, adding all these additional like pay to enjoy or pay to play options, is kind of saying like, okay, you buy your whatever it costs to get in the park and do everything, and that's all you have to do. But if you want to kind of have these little additional things, and they're not all going to be for everybody. This one is not for me. I think I would much rather do the Star Wars dessert party, or if they ever offer a happily ever after one, I think I would like to do that. Illumination doesn't do it for me. We also have a kid who can't really sit through fireworks, so none of them really do it for me. We've never done a dessert party, mainly because of that. So, on to the next one. They announced and released a trailer or a teaser. I don't know if you actually call it a trailer for a short film, but the Frozen Olaf's trailer, Olaf's like adventure or something like that, is going to be playing in front of Coco this fall. Which is cool. I mean, like I previously said it with the last thing, we actually really like Frozen. We are big fans of the movie Frozen. Still aren't sick of it, and I'm okay with more Frozen anywhere, whether it be movies or in the parks or whatever form we get of Frozen. So sign me up. It looks very cute. If you haven't watched the trailer, just Google it or look up. You're already here watching us on YouTube, so go on the YouTube and look up the new Frozen trailer. Looks like it's going to be a good one. The pop refurb rooms. I talked about it a little bit last week. Our friends One Mouse One Dream are currently there. They currently have a refurb room. So if you don't follow them, check them out. You can follow them on Twitter. I follow them on Instagram, but I'm not sure I've seen any posts of the pop refurb rooms on their Instagram account. But anyways, you can see some photos of them. They're beautiful. I stated last week that we are not big fans of the Pop Century Resort. Nothing necessarily wrong with it. We found our original experience there no different than the All Stars, and usually it's like $20 or $30 more. And while that's not a ton of money, I just don't find it worth it. So our favorite is All Star Movies. So we usually try to stay on movies, but these rooms are beautiful at Pop, and it definitely makes me want to, at the very least, try it out again. I don't know that I'd say a full stay, maybe a short stay. We're going in the fall, and we're not booked for Pop, but it's a thought if we decide to change our mind and staying there. I see we're having some connection issues here. Video output low. YouTube is not receiving enough to maintain. Sorry guys if it's really lagging. I'm not sure why. Usually I don't have this problem at night, but sorry if it's lagging. We're going to be quick. That was actually my last mini topic. Thank you if you're watching through it glitching or if it's working better now. It's showing on my device here that it's doing well, but YouTube is saying that it's doing really bad. Sorry. Let's see if there's anything I can do on my end here. Output low. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. It's showing. Sorry, guys. That was really awkward there. It just kind of cut out. And sorry thank you if you stayed and watched through that. I don't know what's actually happening, but I'm going to go quickly so before my internet gives us even more issues. The last news, and it's my only big one that I wanted to really talk about, but I don't know a ton about it to have too much of a discussion, so I'm hoping anybody's watching will have some thoughts and opinions on it. But Disney has bought back the majority stake, I believe 97% of Disneyland Paris. No, the third park in the world they own. Tokyo is owned by a different company, and I believe because Shanghai and Hong Kong are in China, the way the Chinese government works, I believe the Chinese government owns a large portion of that. So this is now, after Disneyland and Disney World, the third park that they fully own. We have, prior to like getting truly into the Disney community, we had heard not so favorable things about Paris. Not necessarily bad things, but just more like, it's boring. But then through watching like Justin Scard's videos, and then, oh my god, some of the people that we have recently started following pretty closely on YouTube. Let's see, Simon and... I'm sorry guys, I'm really stumbling over people's names tonight. Let's see. Anyways, there's a couple people, I'm going to find it here in a minute, that we follow pretty closely on YouTube that do a lot of Paris stuff and have been doing a lot of Paris stuff lately. Coming Up with the Warwicks is one of them. Crispy S'mores does a lot. They're one of the bigger channels. The Walt Way, good guys. They do great videos over there. Let's see, there's one more that we really love from Paris. Sorry guys, I'm looking through my YouTube and I can't think of anybody's name. Oh, Reeves Family Adventure. Anyways, check out those channels for YouTube. I'm sorry that this isn't really working, guys. I'm lagging a lot here. It's showing that you guys probably aren't seeing anything. If you are, that's great. If not, sorry about that. Yeah, so check out those channels I suggested. Sorry if it's not working. But yeah, it's a big deal. I think Disney owning a full share in Paris could really help them and bring some much needed investment into those parks. Sorry. I don't know why this isn't working. I'm going to end it there. If you have any thoughts about Paris, if you're still hearing this, leave comments below and we'll talk about it later. Check out those YouTube channels that I suggested from Paris if you haven't. Sorry for all the technical issues tonight, guys. I'm going to end it right there. Thanks for watching.